speaker. Joe Gonzales and his wife Tina reside in North Naples and moved here permanently in 2018. Joe is a former 24-year commercial real estate banker for a top 10 bank, as well as a commercial mortgage broker, and he is now licensed gold and silver precious metals broker with one of the largest dealers in the country and one of only 28 authorized U.S. Mint resellers. Joe has developed his Financial Patriots free community on Facebook to teach people how to remain independent and free and protect their wealth outside of the governmental and banking system with such things as real physical gold and silver bullion. Joe and Tina love this town and appreciate all the Patriots and want to contribute to the community to help each other stay free. Welcome Joe Gonzales and his wife Tina.
My wife's not here, but thank you.
We love you, Joe!
Oh, that's my family here from Naples. Beautiful.
So Joe,
Yep.
Joe, will you please tell the audience, what does monetary policy mean, and why is it important for every citizen to comprehend why our current monetary system is failing?
Well, there's monetary policy versus fiscal policy. And fiscal policy is what you sometimes hear your politicians talk about in terms of their budgets, taxes coming in, the revenue going out, what they're spending on, running up deficits, all that stuff. But monetary policy is actually our macroeconomic system, and this is what they do not want you to know about. So if you want to learn a little bit, pay attention, because I'm going to make you some money right now.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that. So can you tell the people what is the difference between the constitutional currency and our current fiat currency?
Okay, so everybody, you had a dollar bill in your pocket, all right? I want to explain something. This is what's called fiat money. This is fake. This is a debt note. This is not backed by anything. All it is a promise to pay backed by the taxpayers of the United States. And I'm going to explain what happened. In 1913, the Federal Reserve Act was passed, and they decided to take control of our banking system. And what's sad is people don't realize we're already part of a socialist country. We have a central banking system. What that means is it's a planned economy. Who is worried about preserving their wealth in the future? Who's worried about keeping their money? Because what is going on is the currency used to be backed by gold. And I'm holding a gold coin right here. All of actual currency used to be backed by gold. Gold is the only real money. Gold and silver are the only real money that exists. And our dollars used to be backed by gold. In 1944, the Bretton Woods Agreement after World War II actually made the U.S. dollar the world reserve currency. And this is something that you have to know right now, because the most important things in our lifetime are going on right now, and you notice they haven't talked about it in any of the debates, okay? The IMF has just called for a new Bretton Woods moment. And what that means is there may be forces working against the United States so that we're no longer the world reserve currency, okay? The Federal Reserve has created more debt in our system in the last year than was created in the first 200 plus years of our country's existence. The more dollars they put out, the less money you have in your pocket. It's worthless, okay? And so what we want to do is we want to protect our wealth. And something that you want to know is that recently in 2019, the Basel III agreement came through for international banking regulations. This made gold a tier 1 asset again. I don't want to bore you, but I want you to really comprehend what this means to you, because your 401ks, your stock market, your money in the bank, everything that's happening, okay? The only thing that's been a tier 1 asset held by banks has been U.S. Treasury notes, okay, or basically dollars. Now, since 2019, they have made gold a tier 1 asset. And that has huge implications for our future. What this means now is countries are repatriating gold that was held in the U.S., New York Federal Reserve and other places. They're putting it back in their country, and they're going to be China and will be fighting to make themselves the U.S. or the world reserve currency. And right now, there is a chance. I'm not saying this is going to happen. There's a big chance that our monetary system is going to change soon. Have you heard of the Great Reset? There is a potential that our U.S. dollar is wiped out. And that could mean that the stock market plummets. That could mean your 401ks or IRAs plummet. And I want you to know that every single fiat currency, government money, which is currency or money by decree, not backed by anything, every single currency in existence has actually failed, okay? And gold and silver is God's money. Gold and silver has survived every monetary system, every currency failure over 5,000 years. And gold is the only thing that moves opposite and has a negative correlation to stocks, okay? So this is huge news. If you want to protect your wealth, gold and silver, and also bartering, okay? Having some silver coins. What happens if the economy collapses? What happened in Venezuela? You heard people talk about Venezuela and Cuba. If they had silver coins and their dollars in their home country collapsed, guess what? If their rent was $200 a month, it goes up to $1,000 or $1,500 a month because their currency is worthless, hyperinflation. If they had one silver coin, that could potentially pay them 1 month's rent. It could pay for their food. It could pay for their survival. So if you do not have physical gold and silver in your possession, there could be some real trouble down the road for us, because the long-term trend over the past 50 years is 98% of your wealth has been destroyed through inflation. Okay? Just think about a gold coin back in 1930 might have been worth $20. And you think about this $20 bill. It was the same $20 bill in 1930 that it is today, right? How many loaves of bread could you buy in 1930? With about 200 loaves of bread. Now, if you have that same gold coin, you could buy 1,000 loaves of bread at $2 each for that same gold coin. What will the $20 buy you today? That, in a nutshell, is what gold and silver does to preserve your wealth over the long term. So I want to make sure that people understand this.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Joe. Can you tell the people a little bit about your Financial Patriot class, and how can people learn more about investing and buying their own gold and silver?
So I run a free group to teach this on Facebook called Financial Patriots. If you look at facebook.com/groups/Financial Patriots, I'll teach about all this. And I also teach about community and the importance of this kind of thing. Thank goodness for Elfie Oaks in this community, providing lots of food for everybody. But what if we don't have an Elfie Oaks? What if our food supply gets cut off? We have long-term food storage. If you go to FloridaEmergencySupplies.com, right? Long-term food supplies. This is all the stuff that I teach about. It's about being a financial patriot means to vigorously defend your personal freedoms, right? We want to stay outside the system. They are creating a track and trace U.S. monetary system that's going to be coming up, and they're going to, I think the person from Venezuela was describing it, they will be tracking everything you spend. Gold and silver is what you can have to put yourself outside of a track and trace system, and this is what I teach about.
Awesome. That sounds exciting, Joe. I can't wait to go to your first class. I'm really passionate about monetary policy as well. This is almost like the most important thing that's being discussed today, is taking care of our finances and getting ready for what may be in our future. So,
yeah, and I just want to say, being part of a community like this and taking care of each other, because they are literally robbing us of our wealth and our prosperity and our security, and it's our job as financial patriots to take care of each other and understand how to sustain ourselves outside the system. And again, thank you to Elfie Oaks and the community of Naples for providing us with just an incredible community to do this.
Thank you very much, Joe. Give it up for Joe Gonzales. Okay, since